I'm Priscilla Pfeiffer, and welcome to Spark Your Inner Fire, a podcast for artists, performers, and closet creatives. You bring a lighter, and I'll bring the fuel. It's time to spark your inner fire. Hey everyone, Priscilla here. Still in quarantine, still trying to make stuff happen. And you know what? I'm making the most of this time. But I will admit, as fired up as I am to keep creating and making things and engage my creative mind, I have found myself getting dangerously close to creative burnout. And it's the exact opposite of creative flow. If you've ever experienced creative flow, it's like when ideas come, they come nonstop and you can literally be up for 48 hours creating something and it's like no time went by, right? Because you are so involved in it and your creative mind is just going nonstop. Oh, those are the best feelings because you get so much done in so little time. So that's an awesome thing. But you can't live in that creative flow 24 hours a day or all your waking hours because creative burnout will happen, and it has happened to me. There's a time, I think I was about, I must have been about 20 years old, and I had gone to an audition. I was really nervous I always got nervous for auditions, but this one was for Cirque du Soleil. So I was so nervous. And I'd spent weeks preparing for this audition because I was auditioning as a specialty act. So I actually got to prepare something. And I wasn't just working on that. I was working on several other projects at the time. I was doing shows. I was working in the nightclub. I was sewing costumes. I was trying to learn how to decorate cakes because that was like another creative avenue I was looking at, dipping my toe in. And that all in addition to getting ready for this audition. And I was in constant creative flow. A lot of things were happening, but I wasn't giving myself time to rest and recuperate and reset. I was working 7 days a week at that time, had no days off, and was working at every waking hour. So I'm at this audition, I'm stretching. I probably hadn't slept in 2 or 3 days. I was on so much adrenaline from the excitement. And I just couldn't sleep. There was so much to think about. So I'm in the other room waiting for my turn to audition, and I'm stretching like many of the other dancers are stretching, getting our bodies warmed up. And after about 10 minutes, I pass out. I don't even know how long I had been laying there, but I open my eyes and I'm on the dance floor, laying down, looking up with people surrounding me. And you got to figure this visual because I've got stage makeup, like Cirque du Soleil makeup, and other people at the audition, they also had all this makeup on and these costumes. So I wake up and I'm surrounded by quote unquote clowns, just staring at me. And I had no idea what had just happened. They're like, "Are you okay?" They said I passed out and hit my head. So they actually ended up calling an ambulance. The ambulance came and I was like, "No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I can still do the audition." They're like, "You really should probably get that checked out." You could be bleeding internally for all you know. You wouldn't even know. So before I start heading to the ambulance, because I could walk, I ended up leaving my DVD for the audition. I was like, "Hey, sorry that just happened, but I wanted to leave my video anyway." It probably looked crazy, but I was persistent. I was like, I'm not giving up. So I go to the hospital, they do the CAT scan, they do everything. About 12 hours later of waiting, hurry up and waiting, the doctor comes in and just says, "You're fine." I was like, "Can you tell me why I passed out?" And he's like, "Well, have you been eating? Have you been sleeping? Have you been anything?" I was like, "Not really. Been drinking a lot of Red Bulls and not eating really well." And he's like, "Well, that's kind of important. You need to sleep and you need to eat." So he said, "Oh, other than that, your potassium's kind of low, but just go eat some bananas." Are you serious? All of that for bananas? I thought it was going to end there. I thought, okay, I just need some more sleep and eat better and be more diligent about taking care of my body. But it didn't end there. I had a concussion because of that fall, and I ended up getting vertigo soon after that. So all of the costumes I had made, I couldn't continue. I had to give my clients away to other people to finish the projects because I literally couldn't sew straight. I wouldn't know which hand I'm looking at. I saw double vision. motion and things moved, and it was really hard for me to focus. It was awful. I was go-go dancing at nightclubs in Vegas, and we're on these pods up in the air. Like we would use these ropes that pull us up to our pods to dance on. So I'm in 6-inch go-go boots dancing on a slippery plexiglass in the air with a little rope wrapped around me. It was freaking terrifying because I had vertigo and I could slip at any time. So as much as I was getting done in so little time prior to that, the result of that flow became burnout. And that burnout cost me way more than the time I would have lost just taking breaks out every now and again, spread out through that creative flow. It's hard sometimes because there's so much we want to create as creatives. Like we have all these ideas and we want to tackle all of them at the same time. And when we get in that flow, we don't want to stop because that's where the magic is happening. It's an amazing feeling. But I learned the hard way that if you don't take that time to be still, you're going to burn out. You will. And you will in turn cause yourself to go so many steps backwards because of it. So what can you do? So what I've done is I've actually implemented a schedule where on Sundays, I don't work at all. And Mondays, I keep light. Now, why is this? Because I have learned that if I'm taking one day off completely, Sunday, and then if I've got something scheduled Monday, that's a big deal, something really big, maybe a big show I'm planned, then Sunday, my brain can't rest. Sunday, I'm going to be thinking about what's happening Monday. So for me, what's helped is that I take Sunday off and I keep Monday light. None of my deadlines are on Monday, ever, or I try to not let them be. And in turn, on Sunday, when I'm taking that day off to rest my brain, I can actually rest. I don't have to be thinking about tomorrow. And through that time of rest, I'm actually able to create at a better capacity because I'm not burnt out. And stepping away from that creative process, that creative flow, I'm able to see things more clearly. It's not all fuzzy and tired and exhausted and burnt out. I'm coming forward fresh and rejuvenized and ready to take the world on and light some stuff up. I hope that encourages you to evaluate what's going on with you. Are you allowing that time for rest? Are you allowing that time for creative flow, but also that time to not allow burnout to happen? What are you putting in place to prevent creative burnout? It's Priscilla Pfeiffer. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please subscribe, leave a comment so I can reach more people like you. And go to sparkyourinnerfire.com. I have a special gift for you. Go check it out.